Let's talk incels. It's a hot button topic, word, phrase,
Community.
all in one.
Yeah.
Term that is used to denigrate men, just to try to make men look bad. Are you aware of how and who coined the term in the first place?
I'm not, but can I take a guess? It's probably like
Go
a
ahead.
feminist.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
feminist of some sort.
It's strange how on the right track you are. It turns out that there were some women who were upset about not having sexual access for themselves. So they coined the term. They coined the term involuntarily celibate, or incel. It was a term that was made to drum up sympathy for women who were deemed unattractive to the men that they found attractive. I guess not too many people seem to understand that that's where it comes from. It comes from women who did not have the sexual access that they thought they should have, or what they believed they deserved.
So typical males taking over the women's space, as I see.
Well, it was done so involuntarily because then they tried when the words started to make their way across the Reddits and the what's that Tumblr and stuff like that. Then the women started to try to turn that around and then label the men with it. Yeah. As the terminology spread, right? So it wasn't anything that men took upon themselves, because we don't really get into labeling as much.
No, it's not something we kind of inherently do. We just kind of live. But yeah, like the incel community on Reddit was gigantic. It actually got taken down.
Yeah, because that one was basically, I guess, co-opted by men, because men suffer from that designation a lot more than women do.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just, I feel like, with this conversation with incels, like we put these people in such a negative connotation, and we keep kicking them down, making them look like they're lesser than human beings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, to me, in a way, it's troubling, because when you keep putting someone in a corner and you keep making them feel like a pariah, they are going to either A, be super depressed, B, never really kind of, I would say, elevate in life, regardless of whether that be sexually or through work. And then I think C, like act out violently, or it could be a combination of those three.
I don't think that the goal for a lot of people is to lead to self-improvement. I don't think that they care about self-improvement at all. They just care about having a one-up on somebody else. But it's really funny how it's so cool to rag on men who are involuntarily celibate, because when the women are involuntarily celibate, it's the evil man who is unattractive to the overweight woman, right? So she's not made fun of. There's sympathy for her when men have standards, right? Now, I don't mind that women have standards. If you look at all of human history, only for about 40%, or 4 out of 10 males in the entirety of human history have procreated. More than 99% of females who have ever lived on planet Earth have procreated. So we're trying to make this male versus female merit-based thing, when it is not difficult for women to get sexual access. Let's go a little bit further. Do you remember the yes all men hashtag? Do you remember that when women were saying, no, every man is a perpetrator of SA at some point, and all, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you noticed that when that fell flat, right? Now we're denigrating men who have obviously acknowledged, because we've never not acknowledged this, okay? But for the sake of the argument they were making, men have acknowledged that we don't have rights to women's bodies, and that women should make the decisions on who they choose to copulate with. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So when you were trying to paint men as perpetrators and predators, when that didn't work, now it's, oh, well, you're not predating on us. You're not trying to take stuff from us, and we're going to denigrate you for that too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How does that work? And again, to what end? What is the end game? Because it's like it's like a Fortune 500 CEO laughing at you for not being a Fortune 500 CEO. And it's like, well, you have the power. If you're willing to give it up, then we're on even plane, right?
Well, but I would have to absolutely agree with you, because I feel like, and listen, like, me and you both have romantic partners in our lives, right? But we can both see this from an objective standpoint. Whereas, like, listen, like, for women, it's far easier for them to get access sexually, right? Like, it just is, because men, I would say, are less selective. Not all men, obviously, you know, but overall, a lot of men are a lot less.
For that.
Yeah, we're a lot less picky.
Yeah, we need to be a lot more picky.
And that's a conversation that should be held later on.
Absolutely.
But, like, when it comes down to it, you know, you have a situation in a dynamic where women, it is easier for them to have that sexual action, whereas with men, you have to have at least something going on with you to obtain that, right? Am I crazy for saying that?
Not at all. Not at all. Like, we have to earn access. Women don't have to earn access. So we're not even dealing on the same even playing field. So why is this even a conversation? Yeah. If anything, when you're talking about the women that actually coined the term, if women have such easy access and they can't get access to men, that says something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to make it very clear. You alluded to this too, right? I've got 2 ladies at home. I've got no problems with sexual access, but I'm not a fucking idiot. I can see the difference between ready, open access by default and access that must be earned. And I kind of take offense to the people who are so quick to reject these men and then laugh at them for being rejected.
Yep. And I think,
what are you getting out of that?
Well, you're not getting anything substantial. And, like, for me, someone who's getting married next year, right? I've never really had to be in that space where involuntary celibate, right? It wasn't my thing, but I'm not going to look down on those men. In my opinion, is what we should be doing is trying to help them, support them, and kind of help to guide them through life. Like, right, what is the main reason we made this channel? There's a few reasons, but one of the main reasons we made this channel was for men's rights and to help better men, correct? Like, one of your biggest,
with rights come responsibilities. So we want to help men meet the responsibilities so that they can maintain the rights that everybody really should have.
And one of your biggest inspirations was Kevin Samuels, a man that absolutely changed a lot of people's lives and helped better them. And that, I want to make note, he did help better a lot of human beings, whether it be men or women. But I think, like, for us, is that I'd rather be a part of the conversation where I'm helping these young men, these gentlemen,
instead of just continually shitting on them.
Figure out, be like, okay, like, hey, like, if you're having trouble with women here, if you're having trouble financially here, like, here are some steps. You know, I might not have all the answers, you might not have all the answers, but we can give you a guide and a pathway that me or you have used and navigated in life to have some type of success. And hell, if we don't know it, we'll find different ways to kind of get you that information. If there's a field of study you want to go into. I think for me, you know, the problem I have with this whole conversation is like, you have people on comment sections, and we had a comment section on like a short I made, kind of just degrading incels and stuff like that. When we have, you know, these incels act out violently, and in a manner, whether it be with, with like guns or whatever type of weapon, if you're openly mocking them, insulting them, calling them less than human being, I don't want to see you have a conversation later on like, oh my God, we got to stop this violence, we got to stop this. Like, no,
yeah, like, we all have a duty to help fix the problem. Like, and we talked about compassion, right?
Yeah, well, like, that's the thing is we need to show compassion and understanding
to everybody, like, okay, not just the people born with vaginas.
And the thing is here, quite frankly, you mocking them, and like, the weird part is these people are usually against punching down. If you punching down in that nature,
wow, yo, you just blew my mind with that, son.
So like, you're in that situation, right, where it's not okay to punch down, but yet you're kicking and stomping on a person that literally is very low in life. So what does that lead? So when somebody is depressed, they feel like they're on this, I would say, very fringe of society. What are they going to usually do? They're going to act out in one shape or another, whether that be through self-termination or acting out violently towards others.
Drug abuse, addiction, all that stuff.
Absolutely. So it's just, we here at TSP, we want to have a conversation and we want to help improve people's lives. Like, I'm not here.
Not just men. Because when men's lives are improved, women's lives are improved.
Absolutely. That's why I said people, not men, just women, but people we want to improve to make it better. So I just think we need more compassion and more thoughtfulness in society, because if we don't kind of fix this whole rhetoric where we're just constantly downing people, we're never going to see improvement, regardless. Whatever gets passed, whatever you believe, until we improve as human beings, we won't see the evolution of true kindness.
I love what you said about punching down. That was amazing, because whenever we hear about people complaining about Dave Chappelle, what is one of the things that they talk about? Oh, you're punching down, right?
Yep.
So we know that we don't look kindly upon rich people or people with abundance shitting on people without. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking about sexual access, well, we have the people with abundance shitting on those without. Exactly. And these are the same people that generally don't like that. So here over at TSP, we require you to keep that same energy. But again, to what end? To what end? What do you seek to get out of this? What do you think is going to be the end game? And I think that it's super important for us to realize that when it comes to just having compassion for people, this is part of it. When we're talking about a lack of sexual access, we need to have compassion for people. It doesn't mean that you need to give them sympathy, access, or anything like that. It just basically means that if you're going to reject everybody in your environment, go ahead and do that. But let's leave the insults out of it. We don't need to add injury to the insult or insult to the injury. But of course, we could be wrong, right? It might be a good thing to kick people while they're down. If we're wrong, you let us know in the comment section. If you have experiences with this subject and you want to make your voice known, be it male or female, we definitely want to hear from you. And definitely hit do all the analytics stuff for us, the like, favorite, subscribe, all that bullshit. We'll see you in the next one.